Hello everyone. So our new topic is about the division of the skeletal system on the basis of the numbers of bones. So the skeletal system is divided into two parts. First one is the axial skeletal and the second one is the appendicular skeletal. So in the axial skeletal includes the skull, vertebral column, sternum and the ribs. And in the appendicular skeletal it includes the limbs and their girdles. So in today's video the topic is basically on the topic of axial skeletal. That means we will study about the numbers of bone present in the skull, vertebral columns, sternum and the ribs. So starting with the axial skeletal includes 80 bones, including the numbers of bones present in the skull is the 22 bones, and it has also two set of the bones. First one is the cranial, that means in the cranial there are numbers of bones is the 8, and in the facial, that means in the face, there are 14 numbers of bones. Now skulls also include a U-shaped bones called the hyoid, and that is present at the base of the buccal cavity. And we can say in the ear there are ear bones also known by the term that is the ear ossicles, and that includes the number of bones or the name of the bones that is present in the ear is the malleus, incus and the steps. Now here the topic is about the vertebral column. So in the vertebral column there is on number of vertebrae is 26. So we all know that each vertebra consists of a central, or each vertebra has a central hollow portion through which the spinal cord passes, and this hollow structure, or we can say the central hollow portion, is known by the term neural canal. And the function of this neural canal is to protect the spinal cord and support the head. And the last one, that means it serves as the point of attachment between the ribs and the musculature of the back. So our next topic is about the numbers of vertebral column and their parts. So in the vertebral column there are 5 parts, or we can say there are 5 divisions in which they are divided. So the first one is the cervical, that means there are 7 cervicals. Thoracic there are 12, lumbar there are 5, and sacral, that means 1 fused bone, and the coccygeal, that means 1 fused bone. So they all includes a number of 26, that means they are also consist in the pair. Now the formula for the vertebral column in the man is C7 T12 L5 S1 and coccyx, that means CO1. So here the C represent the cervical, T represent the thoracic and the number of the bones, L represent the lumbars, that means there are 5, sacral or the sacrum, that is 1, and coccyx, that is there is also number of bones is 1. So by this formula we can remember the vertebral column that is present in our body. So here is the diagram of the spinal cord in which you will be able to understand about where the cervical is present, where the thoracic is present, and the lumbar and sacrum and coccyx. So on the top, from the starting with the head, just below the head there are cervical vertebra in the spinal cord, and after that there starts the thoracic vertebra, and then the lumbar vertebra, after that the sacrum and the coccyx at the tail point. So we all already know about this. So our next topic is about the sternum. So in our rib cage there is one part or one bone that is also known by the term sternum, and the number of sternum is only 1, and the ribs are there 12 pairs, that means there are 24 rib bones, and they connects, or we can say the flat bones on the ventral midline of the thorax, to which the ribs are attached ventrally, and we can say they are connect dorsally to the vertebral column. Dorsally means from the backward of the rib cage there are the ribs are connected to the vertebral columns, and from ventrally, that means from the frontier side of the body, the rib cage or the ribs are connected to the sternum. So the ribs are basically the vertebral or the vertebra, they are connected dorsally, that means from the backward to the vertebral column, and from ventrally, that means from the front side of the body, is connected to the sternum. Now the next topic is about the true ribs and the false ribs. So we already know about there are 12 pairs of ribs. So the first 7 pairs are connected both dorsally and ventrally to the vertebra and the sternum respectively from the hyaline cartilage. So all the first 7 pair of the rib are the true ribs, whereas the false ribs are the 8th, 9th and the 10th pair of the ribs. They do not connect with the sternum directly but connect indirectly through the 7th ribs. So the next one after the true and the false ribs are the floating ribs. So the floating ribs are 11th and the 12th pair. They do not connect ventrally, and the diagram of the rib cage is like this. So these all are the ribs, and this is the central part. From the frontier side of the rib cage is the sternum, and from the backward all the ribs are connected with the vertebral column, and from the front side all the ribs are connected to the sternum. So this is the diagram of the rib cage. From here we can conclude this topic by saying this: rib cage include the thoracic vertebra, ribs and the sternum. So all this include is known by the, or we can say all this represent the rib cage. So this was about the topic, that is the axial skeletal. In the next part of the video we will understand about the appendicular skeleton. Till then, thanks for watching this video.